Hi everyone, it's Helen here and welcome to Christmas in July 2021. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this lovely elf leg gift box, and it's got two sections in there, so it's perfect for adding all of your treats in. And the cutting guide and the scoring guide will be on my website, and that will be linked down below. That will take you straight to it, but I will be reading out the measurements as I go along if you want to write those down. So I'm going to be starting off with an A4 piece of paper, and I need to make the legs. So I've got one already made, so let's pop that aside and grab the paper trimmer. So we're going to cut this at 10.5 by 8.25. And this is already at 8.25 because this is UK A4. And we're going to go straight to the scoring board. So in landscape we are going to score at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. Going to turn it, and then we're going to score at 2.5. Now that's it for the scoring. Okay, so let's fold everything in, and a bone folder will give you some really good folded creases. Okay, time for some cutting now. So we are going to cut, turn this over, we are going to cut into these tabs here right up to the first score line. So that's 3 cuts upwards, and then this section here, this little rectangle, we're going to cut off completely. So I'm removing the score line that's still attached to that one. And then I'm going to taper just there, so it should now look like that. And then I'm just going to taper the top section there. Okay, so let's add some glue now. So this is Cosmic Shimmer in a tiny little bottle. I'm also a fan of art glitter glue. I do like Fabri-Tac, but I like that one for adhering papers down. So this is Cosmic Shimmer, and this does dry super fast. So it's perfect for construction. So I'm just going to press that down. Okay, so this is going to be the back of the box. So I'm going to pop in the sides first. You can glue these down if you want to. And then this is, as I said, this is going to be the back, so I want the front to have the nice edge there. So that's going to go down at the back. I'm going to add my glue at the front. There we go. I'm just going to take my bone folder, if it's long enough, as it is, go in there and press that down. There we go. So there we have 2 of our legs. There we go. So let's move on to the lid. Okay, so I have 2 lid options here for you. Today I'm going to show you how to make the long one, but if you want to make 2 individual lids, I've got all my bits and bobs here for decorating with. I'm going to pop them there. I do have measurements for the smaller lids for this as well, and those are on the cutting guide on my website. So if you wanted to do 2 individual ones, pop the lids on first and then glue them together. As you can see, you might need a little bit of a gap here, so if you can pop a couple of bits of cardstock in between there and then glue it together, you will then have the space for these lids to work individually. But today on the video I'm going to be showing you how to make one long one. So this measures 7 1/16 of an inch by 4 9/16 of an inch. So if you're wondering where to get those 16ths of an inches, this ruler goes up in 1/8 of an inch. Now the 16th lies in between each eighth. So 4.5, sorry, just over 4.5 would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There, so 9/16 of an inch would be the next mark just after, or in between, the 4.5 and the 4 5/8. That's where the 9/16 inch lies. So it's just those in between bits. Okay, so let's get this into the scoring board, and we are basically just going to score this super easy at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, so just fold everything down. Grab yourself. I'm going to use my little scissors here. Get them out there. It's just, they just bounced off my open drawer, so that was what that noise was. So we're just going to cut into that side there. Taper in both sides, just like that, and then turn it over and do exactly the same thing. Now what I am doing is I'm cutting off the score line completely on this little notched section there, because we don't need that extra bit there. That's going to stick out a bit. Okay, so let's add our glue. I'm just going to add glue to all of these tabs, and I'm going to take my glue right up to the score line, the folded line there. That's going to give us some really nice corners, so we have no lifting away. And there we go, those are our lovely nice corners. And the reason why we have that extra 1/16 of an inch on there is so that it will fit over these boxes here. Okay, so let's glue these two together. So I have my good size side first, and that's the back, so we'll have the good sides at the front. So we're just going to glue these together. And if you need to, just grab an elastic band. I know my postman drops them on my front doorstep sometimes, so I find them on the path or on the front door, so that's one way to get free elastic bands. I'll pop that together. I don't know if your postie does that. Okay, so here is my lid, and that is going to go over the top just like that. So now I'm just going to leave those bands on there while I prepare for the next stage. Okay, so for the curled shoes, the elf shoes here, we're going to be using an oval nesting die set. So you can use any oval nesting die set. I have the Wonky Stitches collection, which is the stitched and pierced nesting oval die set, and if this is not available, I will find something suitably similar to this. So I'm going for this one. This is the size I've just chosen, and it's the same one that I've used for here. I basically measured it just to make sure that it wasn't too big and not too small. It was just about right. Does not have to be perfect. So grab yourself some black cardstock and cut yourself 2 of those. Okay, so I now have 2 of those. So grab yourself a bone folder again and just start curling These sort of remind me of Pringles. And then what I'm going to do is on the side there is a little bit more curled. I'm just going to manually roll those up a little bit more. And I'm just going to pop my glue gun on because we need to add our little bells on there. Okay, so I'm now going to pop those onto there, but before I do that I want to mat my box. So I've gone into my digital stash, things that I've bought and downloaded. Now I found myself some tartan papers here. I will put the collection that I've used down below and a link for where you can get this, but this is just one of the papers from the entire pack that you download. Let's give you some measurements. So the larger ones, these measure 2 1/4 by 4 1/2, and the smaller ones, they measure 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. So I'm just going to pop these all on. There we go. I'm going to go round and add those. I have cut 2 short ones at the back. I probably should have cut some longer ones, so cut 4 of these and 2 of those. Okay, I have put these in the wrong place. That's going to be our back. These go on the side just here. There we go. What was I thinking? Okay. There we go. Right. Pop these on the bottom here because we are going to have the elf top attaching in this top section here. Again, that doesn't change the fact that you can put the long ones on there. It's just that I only have 2 long ones and I'll need them on the side. So if you cut more long ones, that's up front just there. So that is measuring 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. So we're just going to pop that just on there. You can go above there to leave a bit of a border around, or you can go a little bit lower down. So I'm just grabbing my glue gun. It's not quite ready, so let's put the feet on. So we're going to pop those on just like so. So again, I'm going to add some glue. A glue gun would be cool. But this stuff's just as good. It takes really fast. So I'm just adding it on to the bottom section there. And I'm gluing that on. Might be easier if we do this upside down. So again, I kind of want my shoes to be nice and even. So I'm just using this upside down box here just to help me line everything up and press down. Okay, those are our shoes now. It's really coming together. Okay, this has heated up quite nicely now, so we can now pop that on. So I'm going to add some glue just along here, and then another one just below the bottom of the lid, because we want the lid to still work and be usable. Let's pop that on. There we go. So we should have something that now looks like that. If you want to go around with a pen and add stitching details and maybe turn it into a shirt, I have buttons on mine. So you can add some stitching detail there if you want to. So we're going to be moving on now to these straps. So as you can see, they are at a very not a very, but a sharp angle here, and they're on straight on the front, so it's nice and easy. So let's turn this upside down and then add a bit of glue there for the first strap. Now these black straps, they are the length of an A4 piece of cardstock, and I have trimmed them down to 1 inch wide. Okay, so we're going to now take that over and we're going to glue it just there. So I'm just going to take my glue, just add it there, and then I'm going to press that down. Again, you can add a button here or something decorative just to make that look nice. Trying to get these as symmetrical as possible, and because I'm using the hot glue, it does take very quickly. There we go, and there we have the front done pretty much, and the straps on. Okay, now for decoration. I've got my little bells here. I have a pack of little bells, Christmas bells of gold and silver. So I've chosen silver for today. So I'm going to add some hot glue here, and remember this is a metal embellishment, so the hot glue will heat up very slightly the metal. And then I'm just going to pop that into place. Now you do need to kind of hang around here and hold that into place while the glue sets. The glue is going to take a little bit longer to cool down because it's on metal. The metal heats up, and therefore that slows down the hot glue from cooling down. So there's our first one. Pop on our second one. Okay, those are more or less dry. This one might be a bit iffy still, but as you can see, I've got some lovely bells on our little slippers. So let's move on with decorating the rest of the box. I have some wooden snowflakes in my stash, so I'm going to pop those on. I love buying those little packs of Christmas things, snowflakes and Christmas trees and those little wooden deers that you can get as well. I just love to buy those little wood packs. Okay, so there we have our snowflakes on. Now how have I decorated this one? I've added a belt, so we'll do the belt next. I've got some buttons here, and I've even got a little Christmas tree on the top of that lid. I have one here, but I do need to make a mat for the top of my lid. So let's do the buttons next. Now I have here a teeny 1/2 inch circle punch, so I'm just going to cut myself 3 buttons. There we go. And I have, this is running out now, this is a chalk marker. It is running out, so I'll do my best, but I do need to buy myself a white gel pen. So if anyone has any recommendations for a white gel pen that works really well on black, this has worked really well, I think, because I'm storing it pointing downwards. It's really helped actually. It was stored on its side, but storing it down, it seems to be working. But I do still really want to get myself a white gel pen, so if you know of any really good ones, let me know down in the comments and I will check that out. So I'm looking for my little tiny bit of glue. My little bottle has gone somewhere. Okay, I'll use this one. So I'm going to add 3 dots here. You can pop these up on little square foam pads if you want to, and again you can line up your buttons, or you can have wonky buttons, it's up to you. Okay, so let's have a go at cutting this up. This should be 5 1/4. That's uneven. We'll go for this way. 5 1/4, and is that 1/2 inch? I believe it is. I'll go for 1/2 inch. So on the Tim Holtz, this metal blade here is 1/2 inch wide. So I'm just going to cut it off there. I'm going to double check. Always double check. Yes, I was right. It's 1/2 inch. There we go. You can pop that on there. We're almost done now. Okay, just for the belt now. I have my tiny little pieces cut out already. Just getting those out. So all measurements here. This silver mirror card measures 1 inch square, and this one measures 3/4 of an inch square. So I'm just going to glue these two together. And pop that on. Again, you can pop that up with some foam pads, big ones. Got little ones here as well. Those are going to be good for the buttons. Okay, so that is my red version of the elf trousers. So this is going to be absolutely perfect. You can add some candy canes on the front as well. I just love how these two have turned out. Again, you can hook these on things as well and hang them up. So if you like this project, please give me a thumbs up. The cutting guide for this is on my website, and the link will take you directly there. The link for that will be down below, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've made these, please do share them with me. You can find me on Facebook. I have a group there called Paper Crafting with Helen Griffin, so if you want to join that group, please feel free. I'll put that link down below in the bottom as well. So I just love to see all of your makes. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.